Perfect. All right. So, hey everyone, welcome to our webinar. I'm super excited to introduce you all to Christy from Hubspot. She's super knowledgeable and a great resource for our team and clients at Smart Sites. And a quick reminder before we get started, we're recording this session and we'll send everyone a follow-up email with the recording probably tomorrow. Secondly, we want to keep this session educational and relevant to you guys. So if any questions pop up, don't be afraid to just put them in the chat.
Bye.
All right, so today, Christy and I will be covering the following topics. We'll keep everything high level. However, if you have any specific questions, we're more than happy to address them or, take a deeper dive into anything mentioned. So let's jump into introductions. Christy, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so name is Christy, obviously. I am I live in Jupiter, Florida now. I'm actually in Indianapolis, where I'm from currently. But yeah, so I've been at HubSpot since earlier this year. I've actually been in the CRM space for probably over 5 years now. Previously, I spent 4 or 5 years at Salesforce and been at obviously HubSpot, and then also worked with many other technologies within that space as well. So definitely, I guess, knowledgeable on the topic, and I'm looking forward to, again, having this being educational. And then, of course, I'm sure many of you will have questions and want to do a deeper dive. So we'll be presenting a calendar link throughout this session. So you can go on and we can schedule some time one-on-one after if that, makes sense for you all. But I'll hand it back over to you, Cassandra.
Awesome. And then my name's Cassandra. I'm the Partner Marketing Coordinator here at Smart Sites. And if you don't know Smart Sites, we're a full-service digital marketing agency. We specialize in SEO, paid advertising, email marketing, website design, and social media strategy. And we have a ton of great partners that we've worked with throughout the years. However, today we're speaking with one of our largest partners, which is HubSpot. And we're going to discuss everything from sales and marketing automation and, what exactly a CRM really is. All right, so a little bit of background about our partnership. We've been partnered since 2019, and our team uses HubSpot internally to keep track of our prospect and client information. We're super familiar with the platform and are more than happy to answer any questions that you have. We are a certified HubSpot partner, which means that our team has completed specific certifications and can confidently help with common integrations, including, adding HubSpot to your CMS, to different ad spend platforms, or to email service providers like Klaviyo. And then quick question for the audience. How are you guys currently capturing leads that come onto your site? Super curious to know. Please shoot it down in the comments below. And a few common ones that I've heard about are, of course, CRMs like HubSpot, Salesforce, Pipedrive. Spreadsheets are also super common, plain old emails, and even pieces of paper. All right, so moving on, I just wanted to show how complementary our relationship with HubSpot really is. Smart Sites focuses on bringing you opportunities by driving more traffic to your site. So we can really help fill out your sales funnel through different marketing strategies. But at the end of the day, the way you manage those opportunities is completely up to your organization. So what are you doing with those opportunities after they've gone to your site? So how well are you managing that funnel? Like, obviously you want to track those opportunities and convert them. So how can you do that? So one way you can help with conversions is by increasing the amount of marketing touch points. I'm sure you guys have heard about the Rule of 7, which states that customers need to see your brand at least 7 times before they decide to buy. And this is where HubSpot really comes in. By integrating a CRM with your site, you can automatically add all that traffic from SEO and PPC campaigns, et cetera, into a dashboard. And you can easily track the life cycle, the status, any notes, and the complete history of your communication with all those different touch points. So on top of that, there are tools within HubSpot that can help with email marketing, live chat, landing pages, all of which can help with conversion rate optimization. Handing it back to you, Christy.
Yeah. All right. Well, first of all, before we kind of dive into demos or anything to that extent, let's first talk over what is a CRM for those that are new to the space. And today, I'll have you go to the next slide, Cassandra. Today, we can say definitively, right? Today's most disruptive companies are winning on customer experience. How do we know this? We know this from studies, publications like Gartner, et cetera, that do lots of work on this, but also we know this from stories, right? So I'm sure many of you have heard, the stories between, Chewy versus Amazon and how Chewy really excelled in the market space because of their customer experience. And so stories like that continue to also prove those publications or studies that, we've all done. But that's ultimately what inspired us to build HubSpot differently. And first point, what is a CRM platform? I'll have you go to the next slide. So overall, right, a CRM platform, a customer relationship management platform is what it is, promises a single source of truth that empowers your front office teams to deepen their relationships with customers and provide a best-in-class experience. Now, for many of you that might be new to the space, you probably are still confused by that example. So let's, again, take a step back. I'll have you go to the next slide. To really understand, I think, a CRM, you kind of have to understand how we got here, right? How a CRM came to be. And we can also talk about HubSpot's methodology towards CRMs and how they've become so valuable for businesses, right? So what we know today is that the buyer's journey is not linear, but it's a winding, complex road, like you see at the top of this page. But customers really expect your company to deliver an extraordinary customer experience with a buyer's journey that's perfectly tailored to fit their needs. So maybe they want to interact with you via chat. Maybe they want to look at blogs, and many customers want to do some research before they even talk to someone, right? So there's going to be many touch points across marketing, sales, service, marketing, sales, service, operations, etc., to really get them to the point to be a customer, and then also a promoter of your business and funneling more business, right? So the problem today is creating an extraordinary customer experience across all those departments, right? Marketing, sales, service, content management, operations, etc., is very hard, especially when there's bottlenecks that inhibit growth. That creates friction between teams. It makes it hard for everyone to align because there's a chunky user experience maybe, and it's harder for people to adopt a lot of technologies if they don't have one centralized space. Additionally, an inflexible tech stack is going to make it harder to have your users adapt to that tech stack. Like if they're logging into multiple different things, that's causing, more backlash, right? And costing you money because it's efficiency, right? So overall, what happened in the industry is that a customer journey grew increasingly complex, and so did our tech stacks. Most competitors out there, stitch maybe a bunch of point solutions together, right? And while that might get the job done, you won't be able to unlock the full potential of your business. Why that is? It's because data is fragmented. Integrations can be a nightmare. User experience can be all over the place. Maybe they're having to learn many different, again, platforms or point solutions to get what they need done. And then although running multiple solutions isn't necessarily bad, in fact, it's often essential when you have a variety of tools that you love. But when cobbling them all together without a solid foundation, your company is left with cracks and your customer experience crumbles as a result. And we call that the cobble tax because it costs your company money. So ultimately, CRM is at the heart of scaling business. We know that. And in my opinion, a CRM should have three main things, right? And we could probably list off a ton of things, but let's say three main things. A CRM platform should be customizable without compromise. It should bend to meet your needs without breaking, meaning you shouldn't have to bend your business to meet a technology, it should meet in the middle. Your technology should make you more efficient, but also more customizable so that it can blend to your company. 2, a CRM platform should be deeply connected, extending beyond sales to bring together best-in-class tools for marketing, sales, service, operations, like I said. And then 3, a CRM platform should be customer-centric, so fueling by seamless customer interactions instead of all of that manual data entry, which we obviously don't like to do today. So my last point on the next slide here is businesses that consider CRMs at the heart of their business and will create better outcomes for both their customers and then their business. It's like a funneling effect, right? When they're creating better experiences for their users, it goes on to their customers. And so you can see, 4 main points here on the screen, but there's many more we can dive into. And we have a full website dedicated to use cases of our customers, HubSpot customers, of the value and numbers that they've gotten out of HubSpot and how quick that value has come to light. So I'll kick it back to you, Cassandra.
Awesome. So yeah, now that we know the definition of a CRM, what can it actually do for you? All right, so these are the most common use cases that we see our clients at Smart Sites using HubSpot for. On the sales side, pushing leads from their website to HubSpot for better organization, automatic outreach when someone completes a form on your site, lead status and maintaining notes on your prospects, managing deals, pipeline, proposals, etc. On the marketing side, we have email automation and tracking. This includes creating segments based on criteria that you're putting into HubSpot. Some popular things that you could filter by would be industry, location, the last time that they purchased services or products from you. And we can push this data into Google Ad Manager and optimize your ad spend that way. So I know that I just mentioned this on the previous slide, but being able to readily pull lists from a CRM or even create a dynamic list with specific parameters is so important for marketing campaigns. The beauty of HubSpot is that we can integrate it with advertising platforms like Google Analytics to focus on quality versus quantity of leads. So instead of just spending money for a set number of clicks, you can actually track your sales within Google Analytics and optimize based on the data you provided. So for example, our PPC team always feeds converted leads from HubSpot back into Google Ads and tells it to optimize campaigns for sales instead of leads. So this small change really allows you to see the direct ROI from the campaign and helps you avoid bad leads. And then similarly, on the email side, you can use the data in HubSpot to build email segments. And a lot of the time, different touch points can be lost during the sales process. So having a spot to reference all of your previous communications is important for email marketing campaigns. You don't want to sound redundant. And then you can also create and share email templates and sequences to automate your outreach strategy. And if you don't have an email service provider like MailChimp or Klaviyo, HubSpot actually has a native email builder too. So this is great for smaller businesses that want to keep their communication a little more centralized. But if you already have an ESP or email service provider that you like, HubSpot most likely has an integration to help you create a more personalized campaign that will lead to higher open and click-through rates. And I just wanted to point out that one of the first things that our email marketing team members usually do is make sure that their client's CRM is integrated with their email service provider. That way they can create better segments. One of the ways is by identifying leads flagged as lost deals. They can feed that information or whatever tag of data into the email service provider and make a segment of all lost deal contacts, for example. And then with all that in mind, I just want to point out that our most successful clients at Smart Sites have a CRM to help them stay organized. In fact, according to MarTech, 87% of businesses use cloud-based CRM platforms in 2023. And then the last thing I wanted to highlight is just one of our customers. I can't disclose their name, but they're a large senior living facility here in the US. And when we started working with them, we realized that each location, they have like around 20 locations, had their own data management process. And all that data was pretty fragmented. There was also the added complexity of different category of patients. So finding a solution that helped them keep track of the different levels of customers was super important. We ended up suggesting HubSpot earlier this year, and they signed up for the Marketing Hub, which includes the CRM solution, as well as the other 4 hubs. And then here are just some of the specific use cases for that client. The biggest one being centralizing web form data across channels and across all their sites and landing pages, flow management to trigger notifications, email marketing campaigns, and dynamic landing pages that appeal to different types of audiences based on their tag. So for example, you can personalize the headline of a page to focus on a specific type of lifestyle package, accommodation, or a specific city. And then since we do manage quite a few clients here at Smart Sites that use HubSpot, we started offering a HubSpot integration package. Honestly, a lot of these things could be done yourself. However, some clients just prefer to have us set them up for them. So setup really includes things like integrating to your site or any other platforms, importing all of your contacts or tickets into HubSpot, configuring all of your settings, connecting calendars and support forms, starting reports and pipeline stages. All these things kind of fall under this flat rate of $1,000. However, we're actually running a promo right now for half off. So if anyone here is interested in HubSpot and needs assistance, we can definitely help you get everything set up. All right, back to you, Christy.
Thanks. Sorry, I just realized I was on mute. So thanks, Cassandra. So I think, of course we went through how, Smart Sites and HubSpot work together. We went through what a CRM is, and now I'm sure you're considering and questioning, why HubSpot, why go to HubSpot when there's other players out there, different technologies, and why does Smart Sites recommend HubSpot as well to their customers? So in the next 20 or so, 15 or so minutes, I'll walk you through, really the high level main value proposition of HubSpot. Of course, there's many propositions or value propositions for each product that we have, but so I'll just go through a high level, and of course, in further conversations, we can dive into the details. But ultimately, then I'll be able to show a quick high level demo as well for those visual learners, and just want to get a sneak peek into HubSpot if you've never seen it. So if you've talked with anyone at HubSpot, or maybe you've been in the tool before, maybe you've heard of HubSpot being crafted and not cobbled, is typically our slogan for many things HubSpot. But ultimately, what does that mean? So, today, maybe you have, again, many different technologies, many different point solutions that you use. Maybe you have to open them all up on your desktop, and the data isn't shared, so you continuously have to re-enter information or log into different systems to get what you need. And overall, the data is not connected into one spot. So this is frustrating, and it's frustrating, especially in today's world when you're trying to do things with less and you're trying to do them quickly. This is a common problem. And so what we say, right, is HubSpot is an all-in-one platform. Of course, you can connect other solutions to it to make it, again, all-in-one, but is also made by HubSpot. So everything that HubSpot offers is created by HubSpot, and it's created in a way that it's the same code base. It's not like you're logging into different products, even though it's under the same product. And you don't have to have your users learn different things as they're in HubSpot, right? Or learn different products as they're in HubSpot, because everything looks the same, it feels the same. It's easier for you to train your team on, and it's easier for your team to adopt and drive value quickly. So in general, our customers from HubSpot really gets a product that improves their customer experience with an all-in-one record, will speed up team efficiency and one intuitive user experience, and then overall reduce costs of ownership by taking a strategic approach to consolidation of customer technology. But again, like I said earlier, when you have HubSpot or a CRM at the center of your business that's really in tune and really easy for your team to adopt, it's like a funneling effect, right? So when you have those benefits internally, the result is going to deliver a remarkable customer experience to your customers. And that's ultimately what we're here to do for you, is to give you those keys to your CRM platform that makes your internal teams happy and makes them want to actually use the tools, and then ultimately makes your customers happy. Because in today's environment, like we know, that's what counts, and that's where customers win. All right, so HubSpot, is the #1 CRM for scaling business, right? You can start with it as a free account. You can go in today, get a free account, go in, click around. Of course, there's going to be limitations in a free account, but then there's different levels of HubSpot in a way that you can grow with HubSpot at the time where you can grow with it as needed, right? You don't have to buy anything extra to get what you want. So HubSpot has 5 different hubs. You can use 1, you can use 2, or you can use all of them. And I would say they're powerful alone, or they're great alone, but they're really powerful all together. HubSpot has a built-in platform of interconnected tools that share a database that allows your customer-facing teams to work from one system with a common set of data and tools, connecting them all together. And then since we have everything like automation and content all within, well, I'd say automation, content, messaging, data, reporting, all bringing into a single platform, any updates that happen updates all those products, right? So if we're updating anything within content, right, maybe it benefits CRM Hub, and of course, but maybe it would also maybe it would also benefit building a landing page in Marketing Hub. So all those certain things, since it's an all-in-one platform, it's going to, again, update everything, each of those products. You can go on to the next slide, and I can show more. So some statistics. So today, customers with Marketing and CMS Hub see 183% greater growth in inbound leads than customers only on Marketing Hub. So that kind of bends together. Yes, it's great alone if you're using one of those hubs, but it's really powerful if you're using more, and you'll be able to earn more out of it too going forward. 74% of customers with sales and marketing see an increase in deal close rate after 12 months. Customers with sales and service hub see 124% increase in close one after 12 months. And then lastly, customers with marketing, sales, service, and CMS hubs see at least a 51% greater increase in closed deals won compared to customers with fewer hubs. Now at the bottom of your screen here, you can see some of the customers and brands that we work with. Overall, we have over 177,000 customers in over 120 countries that are really driving their business on HubSpot. And if you want to dive again into the details on this, it will show on our website of all these different measurements and more into the brands that we work with. All right. And then I'm going to show a demo. I'm going to steal your screen, Cassandra.
Oh, yeah.
Give me 1 second.
And we do have a couple of comments in the chat too. One of the questions was about dynamic QR codes. I know that HubSpot, you can create QR codes, but I'm not sure if you can do dynamic or not. Do you happen to know, Christy?
I'll take that one. I honestly forget. So I will take that one and get back with you. And also, Cassandra, as I'm demoing, if you want to slide in the into the chat a meeting link so we can have a follow-up and more so be able to have a one-on-one conversation about that.
Yeah. Yeah. We can definitely get back to you on those questions too.
Okay. Can everyone see that all right?
Yeah, I see it on my end.
Okay. So I am in HubSpot right now. I'm actually in a demo org. So of course, with all demo orgs, there's fake data. It's also a shared demo org. So just please keep that in note. But yes, this is what it would look like, diving into HubSpot. Quick thing to note as well, as you implement HubSpot, it may look different, right? And how you, again, that customization level of how it's going to be customized to your business. This is how we've set up our demo org in a way that, especially within this week, actually, there's going to be more customization of how you can customize your record pages. We have a large convention going on, a HubSpot convention going on called Inbound right now. And there's many product releases actually probably happening this hour that definitely would want to take a look at. And there'll also be continuous webinars from HubSpot sharing all the different product releases within sales, service, AI, and extensive. So quick note there. Up at the top, as you can see, whether I'm a sales user, a marketing user, whatever it is, I'm able to, get to certain places really quickly, right? So for us, we call our contacts, companies, maybe you call them accounts, or maybe you call your deals opportunities. That's totally fine. Again, you want to customize it to the way you do your business. But here's where I can go quickly to my contacts, set up lists, anything to that extent. Conversations, maybe you have some service people interacting with an inbox, maybe you're building out chat flows or email templates and things to that extent. That's really quick and easy to get there. Marketing, actually marketing was the original product of HubSpot before we built out our CRM platform of all things, right? So we really do, I feel like, optimize in this space. And the nice thing about, if you want to do ads or emails, or maybe you're building out a quick website, like you don't have to be a developer to do that. A lot of this stuff is just drag and drop. I never had a technology background before I got into the CRM space. And if I can do it, anyone can do it, basically. I had an economics degree and was totally blind to the technology world. So just something to note there, right? It's really, and I think especially within HubSpot makes it really easy to learn with free on-demand videos and many other things that you can do to learn HubSpot. But just something to note with any of these email creations and landing pages, you don't have to be a developer. Second, or another thing, sales, right? Here are actually some things that are coming out this week too. We have a full prospecting tool coming out, kind of similar to, if anyone knows of Outreach or Sales Loft, it's going to be something like that. And then a couple other new features, but ultimately really easy again to get to quotes or playbooks and sales analytics. You have your service stuff here. Maybe you like to use feedback surveys, and maybe you could use them in a sales use case where you're just asking, within the buying process, or maybe within a customer success use case. There's many different ways you can use a CRM that maybe are outside of the box. So you just have to be creative too, with all those different use cases. Two of my biggest bread and butters, I believe, of a CRM and HubSpot I'm always going to say automation, sequences and flows. There's many different types of automation tools that we have within HubSpot, but the two main ones are sequences and workflows. And all those are going to help you automate manual tasks so that you can focus on your day job versus doing all those manual tasks and nitty-gritty things. My second biggest thing I would say I think I benefit from a CRM is reporting, because you're putting data in, you want benefits to come out of that data, and you want to have your CRM tool to take out the guesswork and provide you with those business insights that you need to really create action upon and drive value for your business. So many different types of analytics tools, dashboards. I'll show you an example, but lots of fun things there. We also have a couple marketplaces, one being an app marketplace, which I'll talk about shortly. And then we have template marketplaces to also get you started in terms of creating a template or already having built out templates for websites or emails, things to that extent, so you don't have to start from scratch. So right now, again, you can, when you log into HubSpot, you can dictate what you want to see, right? Maybe you want to see a dashboard of all your activity for the day and you want to start there. Maybe you want to see your tasks, right? You want to go through your task and that's how you're going to live and breathe in the CRM. That's okay. For me, I like to see the activity and I like to see my tasks and all those things. And I also like to see how many calls I need to make that day and have my call list already baked out for me and I can go through them really quickly. Right now, I'm looking at a record page. So for this, I have my company here, demo.com. And in the left-hand side panel, I show, for me, I like to see who owns this account. So company owner wouldn't be like CEO. For us, it's who owns the account or who owns the company, which territory they're in. Their number, maybe I want to see if they're a target account. There's custom fields like this that you can put in to identify what you want to see. And I also want to see maybe what city they're in, what company this what they do and specialize in and how much money they're spending with us. Let's say I'm a service user, or let's say I'm a different user and I want to see different fields right when I go onto the record page. You can change that quickly in an instant. So you go quickly to view all properties, you identify which fields you want to present here, and it's a 2-second thing without needing any backup or any admin to do that for you. It's really easy. So that's really nice. In the middle section here, for us in this demo org, we have 2 tabs. We have an overview tab. I get to see the recent communications, maybe the main contacts that I look at, and I can create lists here. But overall, I like to spend my time in this activities panel, and I like to see overall how many activities are upcoming, what just happened last week, or what have you. And I also like to filter my activity. So maybe I just want to see the calls, maybe I just want to see some notes. But most importantly too, I like to filter in some integrations. So maybe I want to see if you use a SMS provider, right? And you want to see all the SMS text messages going back and forth, you can filter that in to HubSpot, any type of deal activity, whatever. So this is really nice to be able to dictate everything you need all in one spot. I have some notes here, emails. One thing to note, you can create an email from the CRM and send it, and that would automatically be logged. Actually, there's no emails for this customer here, but you would be able to see all the emails going back and forth from anyone from HubSpot in this scenario or your company to this customer or this account. So like I said, you can send emails from the CRM, or you can link your email to HubSpot as well. And that would all be synced as well. So if you want to live and breathe and do your day in Gmail or Outlook, there's a syncing that you can use within HubSpot too. If I wanted to create an email, I'll quickly click there. Really easy. I would just pick out, who I want to send it to. The popular contacts would pop up. Maybe I put in a subject, and then maybe I want to use a template. And we have templates baked out. This is an example. It's a bad example, but quick templates that you have already baked out for your team. You can also put in your meeting link. If you want to have, HubSpot has meeting links, and the customers can go on and schedule through your link. You can put in a quote that you already baked out. You can put in any sequences. You can add them to sequences, what have you. So really nice to be able to do that all right there. And then if you want to follow up with this customer, maybe in 2 days, you can do that with just a click of a button, and then it would show up on your task list. Additionally, let's say you like to use your phone, or maybe you have a provider, a CTI provider, you can connect that to HubSpot. All the calls will be logged or would be synced within HubSpot, or you can also log them. And you can use, we call them snippets, right? So let's say I just talked to Arnold, or I'm about to talk to Arnold. I'm going to put in a snippet of, let's say, discovery call questions. And I already have that baked out for myself because I don't want to forget anything that I should be asking about. And so that'll be nice for any type of scenario, whether you're sales, service, marketing, anything, and then be able to log that on the record. All right. So I won't get too much into in depth, but on the right-hand side of your record page, you can pull in integrations. You can pull in, of course, you can see your most active contacts, deals that are going on, and be able to click to the deal or associated company records really quickly. Tickets that are open, being able to see if maybe there's some big issues going on and you want to make sure that you have all knowledge of that when you're reaching out for about a new product or something to that extent, right? You want to be careful on your reach out. Again, like I said, integrations you can pull in. We often use like an org chart and be able to create an org chart. We have playbooks. If you want to open up, maybe you're on the phone with someone and you want to talk about account-based selling, and there's already a playbook for that for your sales team, and that'll help them walk them through the call. So really nice. I know that's a lot. So I will kind of let that simmer. The other thing I did mention, right? There's multiple automation capabilities within HubSpot. One of my favorites, which is why I wanted to show this here, is sequences, right? Being able to put a list of prospects or customers into a sequence that makes it automated but still personalized, where the customer or prospect won't know that you're sending this email out to multiple people, right? You can make it in a way that's more customized to what you're trying to outreach them for. So this is a sequence, and we created this sequence as an example. You'll be able to identify all the different things in terms of what's working, what's not working, and all those metrics. And you can also identify it by emails. So by email, it'll show you how many sends, opens, click rate, replies, how many meetings have been booked because of this email specifically, and more so into that. You can also put in steps like tasks, a task to call, a task to send a LinkedIn message. All of this can be automated how much you want it to be. So really nice there, and definitely something that is really useful in terms of outreach and more. Also this week, they're coming out with A/B testing with all sequences. So you can pretty much A/B test on anything in terms of sequences, which is really exciting. It's actually a huge release, and I think they're actually probably talking about it right now at the Inbound conference. Last but not least, like I said, a big bread and butter of a CRM is going to be analytics and reports, and how you're able to get those business insights out of the CRM to be able to action upon them. So I wanted to show an example of a sales activity dashboard. And for this, I have this for my team. It's all over, and it's so nice to be able to see where you're, standing up in terms of your team, or maybe certain territories, what have you. But this is an example of a productivity by rep, how many calls they're sending, how many meetings they're sending. What we've found at HubSpot is the sales reps that are using tasks religiously are the ones that are always making quota. So we can see that month in, month out from any of that and any of these reports. As you can see, there's multiple ways to show your data. And so you can see, whether it's just numbers or certain graphs. One of my favorite ones is this one. So closed revenue by source. You can see which ones are referrals, other campaigns, direct traffic, paid social, all of these things. Very cool to see at a high level. And then you can also, I like to use these dashboards as data hygiene, making sure that the data that you're putting into the CRM can be actionable upon. And for that to happen, you want to make sure that, it's all clean, right? So you can put in required fields or things to that extent where you can make sure that that data is funneled correctly. But yeah, that is pretty much a gist of a high level, right, of my two favorite things about HubSpot and what I use. But there's many different things that we can dig into. And of course, as Cassandra sends out that meeting link, we'll be able to dive more into the details. All right, I'm going to finish this off. Okay. Last thing, HubSpot does have an open API. So what does that mean? You can connect many other systems as long as they allow, right, to connect to HubSpot and be able to have HubSpot be that foundation and have it all be like that single source of truth. Or maybe you have another single source of truth. Maybe you have, Snowflake or like a data platform, right? You're able to do that as well, right? And there's actually a sync for Snowflake as well. But very nice to see that it plug and plays with a lot of most technology, right, in the space and other point solutions. All right, so of course you don't get nothing for joining this webinar. Hopefully it gave you more education and you learned something today. But from a HubSpot side, I can say, there is a great deal going on right now. Ultimately, you get 5 HubSpot hubs for the price of nearly 2 hubs. And that's a promo ending in October. And there's also many other ways and promotions that we're doing for this webinar specifically. So redeem that by either emailing Cassandra at cassandra@smartsites.com or scheduling a meeting link on our link so we can talk directly. But Cassandra, do you want to go over the Smart Sites promo as well? On this side?
Yeah, absolutely. And I already mentioned this on the other slide, but just want to highlight it again. We are offering the 50% off that $1,000 HubSpot integration service. So that'll end by October 1st. So if you are currently using HubSpot and need additional help, like, we're more than happy to answer any questions, and we can schedule a call to learn more and see if that would be helpful for you. But it's also great if you decide to move forward with HubSpot in the near future. We can definitely talk about integrating for you.
Yeah. I would say a first step, if you're new to the HubSpot world, or even new to the CRM world, go on HubSpot sites, sign up for a free account, and just get your feet wet. It's good to understand when you're in there yourself, if you're like me and a visual learner and a learner that likes to do it before anything. So highly recommend that, and then we can talk further. All right. I'll say on my behalf, thank you so much for the time, everyone. We will make sure to answer all your questions and follow up where needed. But as always, I hope you learned something today, and we can connect going forward. Thank you.
Oh, was that a question?
Oh, let me go back.
That was an accidental raise. I wanted to do an applause. My bad.
Oh, okay.
No worries. No worries at all.
Well, yeah, if anyone has any questions, feel free to speak up.
Yeah, we've got some time. So
Yeah.
is anyone evaluating CRMs or evaluating whether they need a CRM?
It looks like Peter is considering moving from free to Suite Starter.
Oh, very cool. Would love to. I know it's. I guess Peter, are you still on? I don't know if I have one screen, so I can't really see.
He is. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, would love to connect further on why you're moving or thinking of moving to Starter, and what's kind of, if there's any pain with the free version, what that is, and we can again, you joined the webinar, so happy to also provide promotions there too.
Cool. Well, sweet. I think that wraps things up. And I just want to give Christy a big thank you for spending some time with us today. If any other questions pop up later, feel free to reach out to me. I put my email in the chat, but I'll also be sending out an email to everyone tomorrow with the meeting link. But yeah, thanks again for joining the call, and I hope you all have a great week.